Well, hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Clarity Social TV. My name is Barbara Gray and this is Paul Church.
Good afternoon, everybody.
And we're set to entertain you for another hour.
We are indeed. We've got the lovely Grace all the way over in New York. She's in the room. So if you have any questions, she's there to help. And no doubt some of the design team will be there as well.
So today we're going to look at a fantastic collection of stamps. It's like grunge made easy.
Yeah.
These are superb stamps that I just wanted to shine a light on today. And then I thought we could take a look at them.
Yeah.
Do a little bit of a show and tell, because there's some beautiful artwork. You know, it's that there's clean and simple.
Yeah.
And then there's grungy.
Yes.
And there is a bridge to grunge. And you can make it, you know, the thing about grunge is sometimes it can look really messy, and that's not what you want.
Yeah.
So what we've done is we've designed a series of stamps that are fantastic for layering and sit together really beautifully. So perhaps if we could have a look at the actual stamps,
yeah, absolutely.
Then our friends will find us and we can just take a look.
Do you want a chair to sit down?
Why?
Because when you see this price, okay, so let's bring up the details on the screen. So there we go. Now, this should normally be £139.93. These are £20 sets, £19.99. Our friends at home are going to save £79.96.
Really?
Okay? So it means they're only going to pay £59.97. Okay. So that, for example, you're going to pay for that top row and you're going to get the bottom row for free.
You're kidding me.
No.
Who made this up?
I think it was a lady called Barbara Gray. Now, if you belong to any of our clubs, for example, a Diamond Club member, that brings it down to, say, £51. So it's even
less.
It's even less.
Right.
So
now, why did we do that? That must have been a desperate day.
I think what it was, I think when we was looking at the artwork for this and the demos, and it was just beautiful artwork, and we looked at it, and as you said at the beginning, grunge can either be crisp and clean or it can be really grungy and messy and everything else. And this is where you say this bridge belongs.
I think also when I look at these stamps, they have to be together.
Yes.
They work together. Although the individual sets do work, they're normally £20 each, aren't they? £19.99.
Yeah. So we have got, depending on budget, we have got some other sort of smaller bundles available, like buy one, get one free. So for example, you could go for the Happy and Calm. You could go for the
Happy and Calm. Hang on, show me where Happy and Calm is.
So Happy and Calm are the two furthest to the right on the bottom row.
So you could buy those two together.
Yeah.
And you'd just pay £20. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. So if I bring the details up for that one, there we go.
That's Love and Art.
Love and Art, 50/50. There we go. 12099, Happy and Calm.
So that would get you those two sets.
Those two there.
So these are A5 sets. They're quite large, aren't they?
Yes.
So the thing about these stamps, you see, what you'll see is in each of the sets, there are large and small elements. Plus, of course, we've got they look like our stickers, but they're actually stamps.
Yes.
So you can see there, we've got the grungy words Happy and Calm. They go together. But a lot of these stamps are pattern stamps. They're almost like mark makers.
Of course, yeah.
That's what I think of them, as mark makers.
Yes.
So, and you can see how they would layer up beautifully. So my job is to show you how to do that.
Okay.
Okay, so you could get those two
together.
Half price.
Half price.
Okay.
Then you can go for Love and Art.
So there's the two next door. You can see the words there, Love and Art. Again, so these are very retro, very
bubbles that can sort of, it looks a bit like honeycomb and
very useful.
Yeah.
Very useful indeed.
That one there.
So those two are also buy one, get one free. We're having a buy one, get one free day, aren't we? Because we've got the parchment.
On the bog off on the on the parchment as well.
Cool.
Then we have the grungy grids, patterns and scripts. So that's the top two to the right.
Not the chess pieces.
Not the chess pieces.
So those again they come as a pair. So they're really lovely. And there are some sort of really grungy chess elements in those, aren't there?
And when we have a look at these in a little bit more detail, you don't necessarily see the chess pieces until you look at it.
No.
And that script in that one as well
Really
it's
nice.
a real sort of generic script. It can go in different directions.
Really lovely. Yeah, these stamps are superb, and they work so beautifully with the ones underneath.
They do indeed. So the item number for that pair is 11271.
Okay.
Now the chess pieces on their own are separate. However, if you go for that complete collection, as I said, all those savings are carried over.
Yeah.
You'll pay for that top row,
Yeah.
and you're getting the bottom row for free.
So there's a lot to take in here, because there are a lot of stamps.
Yes.
You know, I can see that. So I was looking at this earlier on, and I thought it would be a really good idea to do a craft along.
Would that be a free craft along?
A free craft
A free
along.
craft along?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, why not?
Absolutely.
Because, you know, it's one thing if you invest in that
Yes.
collection, then you get it home and you think, I can only show you so much in an hour here.
Yeah.
You know, little tricks and tips and ideas, and just to get your mojo going.
Yeah.
But I think it would be really great if you do decide to invest.
Yeah.
If we had an evening together.
That'd be lovely.
Yeah. So so I've got the cards. Where are they? Here.
There we go.
Right, so courtesy of Dee. So a while ago, Dee actually created these masterpieces. And what I love about them is if we look at one at a time, then you'll see here, if we can go in a little bit closer, then you'll see there's a lot of detail in the background. There's that writing in the background. I wonder if I can come in with my posh camera even closer.
Look at that.
There. So you can see here we've got that subtle writing in the background. These are all layered. So I'm going to show you how to layer up.
It's all on one layer, isn't it?
That's all on one layer.
Wow.
And then I've got that lovely, I see that's one of my favourite ones. That's from the chess pieces.
Yeah, I mean, that could be like, it looks a bit like a lighthouse as well, doesn't it?
It's fantastic, like a Dalek.
Dalek.
Yeah.
Just put two little dots in there and it's his little face, look.
It's like our little people from this morning.
Yes.
There's a shape, but there's her shoulders, and she's got big sunglasses.
Yeah, she's wearing a crash helmet.
Yeah. But the thing is that I think that this would be a really lovely, look at this, how posh is that?
I know.
And then we should be able to manage two in the craft along. So this is a really nice one.
This looks so complicated because of all those different layers.
We'll get a grungy background, and then this is where those large stamps kick in, like partial art, as I always call it. So if we go into a little bit closer, you can see you've got layers now. So we're layering up the chess pieces on the background, but the background's layered on something else, and that's layered on something else. So I think if we spend an evening together and we really look closely at how this is all layered.
It's so subtle, isn't it?
It really is a frameable piece of artwork. It's not a card to me, it's wall art.
Yes, definitely.
You know? So if you want to join me, we did make a decision. Way, that was a quick landing. And it's the 20th
of February at 7 o'clock. So that's a Thursday evening. So what we'll do tomorrow, we'll make the download available. If you go to the Clarity Craft website, you'll find like the workshop section and craft alongs, and then there'll be a download there. But really, now would be the perfect opportunity to take advantage of that offer, because even though we have our half price club member sale coming up next month, it won't be as cheap as this.
It won't be as inexpensive or as irresistible.
Irresistible, because this is better than half price.
I keep trying to tell him not to use the word cheap. Inexpensive, irresistible.
Yes, and it's better than half price when you look at that price there. And that won't be beaten in the, and plus you're going to get your club discount as well, so it brings it down even more.
Further, yeah. And a free craft along, an evening together. The thing is that these stamps are really useful, each and every one. So if we were able to have a, can we have a little look?
Yeah, of course we can.
Is it time to do that yet? Have we got some friends in the building? We sure do.
We have, yes, definitely.
So let's just have a look at the artwork.
Okay.
And we'll break down each, let's look at each set.
Yeah.
Let's look at the printed, have a look at some samples. I'd really like to do a little show and tell.
Yeah, I think
it'd be nice to have a look at some of the art samples from the design team.
Yeah, definitely.
You know? And just dissect them and take a look.
Because I think when you look at the artwork, you look at the stamp set and you may think, oh, it's not for me. But when you see what the design team have done, I mean, those two pieces by Dee in the craft along, I'm not a messy, grungy person, but there's no mess.
No.
Because it's just the stamps and the ink.
It's just a clever layering trick.
Yeah.
So let's have a look at this one first.
There we go.
And this is the happy one.
Yeah.
Right. And we can look here. If we just take a look, this is Deb McMullin, and you can see that this is all in one layer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But have a look at these pieces of artwork first. So these little elements here, I'm going to work with these two bits to start with.
Yeah.
They're just small, lovely, bite-sized pieces.
Perfect for our mini mates.
Happy. A heart is happiest when it beats for others. Always look on the bright side of life. But you see what I mean about mark makers?
Yeah.
These are very, very good for borders. The positives and the negatives. I love this kind of that little stamp on its own is just perfect for an envelope, our mini mates.
Oh, of course, yeah, just on the inside of the card.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Andy Duggan.
Andy Duggan on this piece.
Nice. So he's used that large piece.
We're going to look at the next few pieces. These are all in the tealy colour.
Yeah, we all seem to be gravitating to the same colour. This is a really nice one here. This is a Deb McMullin. You can see she's used that in black as it comes. You'll notice that they're using the backdrop stamps. Yes. And doesn't that look like a sticker? But in actual fact, of course, we can go in and take a look at that. It looks like a sticker, but it's not. It's our stamp.
Stamp. And you can have that in whatever colour you like, depending on your ink pad. Which
is great, isn't it?
Yeah.
I am in love with the camera.
Okay, so this one's from D. Paramore, a bit of colour injected here.
Nice.
So you glazed. Get your background papers, like your companion papers, stamp a load of these on there in different colours, and then just chop them up.
But you can see here, this is combining now because she's taken the heart from a different set, and she's taken, so a couple of these elements are mixing and matching now.
And it really shows the versatility.
Yeah.
So we've got another one there from D.
And the backdrop stamps, they lend themselves beautifully to this, but it's all about that background. You know, like you wonder, how do people get that texture? When you're doing collage, for example, the whole idea of collage is to be mounting layers on top of one another. And this looks like collage because it just brings them in really interestingly. So this is one, again, this, instead of taking it into black, this is Linda Spencer.
Yeah, it gives it that honeycomb effect, doesn't it?
That's it.
Then we've got another one here from Jane Telford. So it's quite nice creating a frame.
Just a frame, just a large frame around the outside. Yeah. And then this is an Andy Duggan, he's a mixed media man. And you can see here that you've got the marks in the background, but they're very subtle. And you'll often find that in mixed media art, that it does that. Okay, so that's the first one that we looked at.
First one of 7.
That's the first one of 7. Okay, we'll better get a bit of a whistle on then. So let's swap.
We'll swap. Okay.
Yeah, this is nice. I like this one. It's got like chicken wire. But look at that. Isn't that super? So we've got the chicken wire and the flowers. I love that. Who did that? Sam Crow, of course she did.
It's quite nice because you've got the flowers on their own, and then you've got those flowers with sort of like that background.
Really nice. Very nice. Chicken wire, positive and negative. Love it. Alcohol ink. Very nice.
That's on the promo
card. Yeah. Chicken wire. Nice. I love that. See, that is a really, I'll show you a trick later on how you can get that chicken wire just in a little area rather than the whole piece. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a trick to that, and I'm going to show you how that works.
So this one is Sheila. Now Sheila's just taken the word calm from this set, and the hearts come from another collection.
Marvelous.
So it's that mix and match.
I think we need to get a ribbon on, Paul. So this is one from D, and you can see that this is really layered up. So she's gone layer mad on that. But I love the way she's done that.
Chopped up.
Yeah.
Another one from
D. Love the way she's used raffia around there. So that's cool. Right, next one. Love.
So the next one, there we go. I'm going to swap those out like that.
So we've already seen this heart in action. So let's take a couple of examples here. This is one by Debbie McMullin. Love that. You can see these backdrop stamps, they sit really well on here,
really
don't
they?
Oh.
Deborah Wheeler was using these circle backdrops on Friday.
Very good, very nice indeed. I love the way these have been used as stalks, like flowers. Yeah, there's an Elaine Milner special. She's using the craft board or the stamp board, which also works really nicely. Love it.
That's really
Here's
nice.
Another one. So now we're going to the art set. So this is a cool one. You see I'm getting a whistle on here. Right, Andy Duggan again. And this kind of retro circles. See, this is
just around the edges.
But one of my favourite pieces is this one here. I love that. These two
Yeah.
together. I love that. So you can see here, Sam Crow obviously loves it as well. So she's done a combination of paint, ink. Yeah, very lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I know. Oh, you go really muted like that. That's
Soft and pastel.
soft and
It's
pastel.
amazing. You can just change the colours from the different ink pads.
Yeah. Really fantastic, aren't they?
Yeah.
So that's that one. Art. That one's called.
Lovely.
Okay.
And then we're going to go for that one. So
Now we're
this
getting
is,
into the realm of the chess
yes.
pieces, and you can see that it's very, there are like elements of, but this kind of positive negative art is really nice. Let's see if we can come out. Oh no, the other way. Let's go out a little bit like that. So you can see now the different elements. But what I really like is, let's have a look at what that looks like when we see it in.
This one's from Andy.
Now, what you want to look at here is that background. So he's obviously used a different stamp, but it's the background that really,
the different colours
really shows that off. Let me come in. I know I say on the one hand, we've got to get a wriggle on, but you've got to see, that's what I'm talking about. That is perfection. He's used that one. You can see it.
Yeah.
He's used that one there. So
yeah.
combining those two, do you see?
And I think because we're looking at the printouts in black, you think, oh, that's what it looks like. But
and the yellow is there. So you've got the yellow, the peach. So you've got 3 colours, 3 layers, and he's used those 3 stamps. I think that's what we want to investigate when we get together
on that craft along.
I think that'll be the answer for me.
So this one is from Elaine Milner, and she's combined a couple of the stamp sets. So this was from a previous one, that grid work, things like that. Then we've got a piece from Sam Crow,
nice
stamp board.
Again, lots of different layers there. Super.
This one's from Sheila Metzeler.
Again,
tags,
and now she's going into the actual chess. But if you look at the backgrounds, that's the interesting thing. It's that really organized grunge that is so pretty, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at that.
See, and then
amazing. I'm still hanging on to that one. I love it.
James Telford, soft and subtle.
Soft and subtle.
So that one in the corner there.
That's it. Sits on there beautifully. Yeah, so she's got top left, bottom right.
Yeah.
Those two. Very nice indeed.
And then one more, Julie Dunn.
That's it. And you can see a real kaleidoscope of this one just stamped all over the back.
And then extending that little panel.
Yeah,
you would think it was one stamp.
Yep. Okay, next one's up.
One.
I love this one. Okay, so here's your mark maker. And there's my favourite one in the corner there. And we've got the writing. This love, peace, joy, hope, faith, wonder, and so on. Health, peace, love, luck, faith, and so on. So this is a really nice piece of art. We'll be using that one in the craft along.
Nice.
It is good.
So this is from Sheila. Monochromatic, then using the chess ones.
That's just in the background there.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'll show you how to use just little bits of it. Here we go. This is
Jane Telford.
Very nice indeed. So you can see here.
Used the petites, do you reckon, for those circles, the petite gel presses?
Yeah, I think that's with the stencil.
With the stencil,
That's going through the gel press with the stencil.
Yeah, we've got that on the show
Chest
as well.
Stencil. Yeah, that's a good stencil, that one.
This is, I didn't need to look at this, it's a Sam one. Look, she's even decorated the back. Yes, it says this way up.
Really cool.
I really like this one as well.
Sam
again, look.
This way up. Sam Crow. That way up. She doesn't know what she wants, does she, Sam?
Look, this is that little technique she does, you know, where she cuts the circles.
So she cuts the circles out and then she twists them inside.
Yeah.
Look at that. And that's just using that one. See, I love that one. I love them all, to be honest.
It really got love from
it's
the other
It's about time
sets.
We shined a light on these. We shined a light. We shone a light.
It gets as good as me with my cheapness. Jane Telford. Now, this is using that stencil again that we've also got on the show. I'll just bring those details up. There we go. The stencil's on your screen, 00171.
Nice.
And it's really nice because you get that solid panel as well to block it off completely.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
So
you get the solid panel to mask that piece off.
Yeah.
Excellent. And this is chromo card with the alcohol ink put through it.
And it's slightly embossed, isn't it? So where it's gone through the machine.
Excellent.
And then one more piece from Julie Dunn.
Nice.
Really
nice and busy jelly plate, and that jelly art. That is.
Gel press,
Gel press. There you go. 8 by 10.
There we go.
Excellent.
And then the last one in the collection is
Okay.
this one, the chess pieces.
These are great.
They're really lovely,
Very
aren't
arty. Yeah, very arty indeed. So we've got our chess pieces there with these beautiful ornate backgrounds, and it's that positive negative art, isn't it?
they? Yeah.
So this is one that I did.
And that's on our designer paper, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just on a designer paper. So I've taken an open one there.
Yeah.
So actually what I've done is I've just stamped 3, and then I've taken the bottom
to fill the
other 2. Yeah, so it's an optical illusion. That's good, isn't
really
it?
nice.
Yeah, it's definitely inspired by Dee.
Yeah.
This is a lovely one.
Sarah Brennan.
Yeah, lovely. She loves the colours, doesn't she?
And then she's used the little chess pieces to
infill. So then you just take those ones and fill them in black after you've put the colour injection into the background. That's really nice.
This one's from Deb McMullen.
You can see why I wanted to get these out.
Yeah.
You know, these are so nice to use. Do you remember that film, The Queen's Gambit?
I never actually watched it, but I know it was really popular.
Yeah,
wasn't
really
it?
popular. We had a surge in popularity for these.
Yeah.
See, for men's cards as well, that's the other thing that we haven't really mentioned. These are really, really excellent. The grunge, it's great for men's cards, the chess. You know, often people wonder, what can I do for men's cards? This is a men's cards show.
Yeah,
isn't
definitely.
It?
And I think to have that mixability with all that complete collection, which we'll bring back up on the screen, when you look at the value and what you're showing here, all the different little elements on it. And then, really I mean, this one here, this really does combine that lovely pattern that you spoke about earlier.
In the background.
And then this one to frame it.
Very lovely. Linda Spencer.
And then this
one. You can go really clean and tidy. There's an Andy.
Duggan.
Yeah, just masking off. Nice.
James Helford.
2 and then 2 faux with that one there. That looks really cool, doesn't it?
And one more Sam Craig. Oh, one more.
Love that.
One more. That's nice.
That's all on one layer.
Yeah. She created like the drop shadow effect, doesn't she?
Yeah, nice.
And then one more, Sheila Metzler.
I love that. Look, chess.
Look at the background though. So she's taken the stamps and she's created the background.
So good.
Yeah.
There's so much work in there. But that background that we're talking about, that's exactly, how close can I get?
Number 4, I think.
Look at that.
There we go.
So you can see all the different backgrounds and all the different grunginess. So, so, so lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there you go.
Wow.
I think that's a really good show and tell. Thank you so much.
And then there's this one masterpiece where Sam's created all of the different elements. Look at that.
What a lovely piece of
wall
art.
Our stamp board that we've got on the show as well.
I think we'll go to the stamp board in a minute.
Yeah, we can
Let's have a look. Tricks and tips.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
And then what about those lovely pieces from the stencil? Should we just show those as well?
There. Yeah.
So I'll give you those. Those are the chess.
I'll swap those over.
These are nice.
So we'll go to the. We'll go.
Let's have a look at that one. There you go. Cool. Look at that. Surround yourself with colour. That's a gel press print.
That's
Jane
really
Telford.
Lovely, I wonder whether that's what was left over from that other one that she did.
Yes,
piece on the chromo
I think you're
card.
very right. That is because that's
That'd be
pulled.
the waist, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's the way that's been pulled.
That one.
Yeah, that's it. So that goes with that one. This is one that I did. I remember using the stencil as a wall, and that was my Wee Folk.
Oh, cool. Is that the Wee Folks? That's one of the wheelies, isn't it? The wheelie stencils.
Yeah. It's a stencil. It's not even a stamp.
Yeah, I think that's bigger. A wheelie, isn't it?
Wow, that's really good, isn't it?
Really, really good.
Yeah, you're right. It's a stencil, not a stamp. But I used the stencil. Yeah, there's the one that there's the Jane, positive and negative. So that's how she got that on there. I've done this many times.
Yeah.
In craft alongs as well with a jelly plate. So that's how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do a workshop with that actually.
That'd be lovely.
Yeah, I mean I've done it a lot of times, but that is the bottom part of that one, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a Jane special. And then that one's a Barbara special using the stencil
really
as
nice.
a ball.
All of a sudden you've changed
it's a wall.
It's a wall, isn't it?
Turn it
very
because you don't think of it like that, but it looks good as a wall.
It does.
And then that's great. That's a Sarah Brennan. Let's go break some rules.
Yeah.
The rules were made
I wonder
to be
whether
broken.
they're in the right places. I don't play chess, so I have no idea.
I do.
Do you?
Yeah. Yeah, I like chess. Good game. It's a thinking person's game. isn't
That's
it?
why I don't play. Give me drafts. I'm all right with drafts, but not chess.
Chess is a great game.
So what are you going to share with us this afternoon then?
Right, so I thought we'd start really, I haven't watched all those, having looked at all those masterpieces, I thought we'll keep it really, really, really simple. So the first thing I wanted to do was go small.
Right, okay.
And I'm going to let's have a look at a couple of samples here that I did another time. And you can see they're just using our Wii folk, you know, because we're going down the mini makes road, aren't we? So it's just using our Wii stamps in conjunction with the stamp board. So this is the stamp board here, right? And then I've just used a 5x5 card. Just let's get the ingredients right first. This is how easy this is. Piece of stamp board, 5x5 card, stuck on top.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Wow.
Make a set of notelets. What a nice sheet. So they've all got what they've got in common, apart from the background, right? So this is why you know they belong together.
Yeah.
What I've decorated with them is either the wee folk or little cat. You know, they all come from. These are stamps. These are stamps from the stamp sets. Or the happy word.
That's really nice.
And they've all got this little, and that'll be on one of them. That'll be on one of them. There it is. It's on the happy set.
On the happy set.
So you see it's there.
See, and often you don't see all these little elements until they're pointed out, do you?
That's it. Well, happy. There it is.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use these two here just to show you.
Yeah.
So we'll go to this is just to keep it simple. Okay. You know, because we're going to do the craft along. We'll get tricky when we do the craft along. But let's just keep it simple for now. We're going to take. Do you want to show the?
Yeah. So we've got a selection of stamp board.
Yeah.
So let me come out to. Let's try this one. Oh, one way. That one there. There we go. So you can buy all the squares together in one box. So you get 60 pieces, 20 of each of the 3 different sizes.
It's stamp board. It stamps like a charm.
It does, and it takes all the ink and the water and paint and everything, doesn't it?
They're like instant coasters, aren't they?
Yeah. So the squares on their own are 31438, and the price on those are $15.99. Now, if you're in a circular mood, then you might want to go for the circles, 31439. Maybe you want to go a little bit arty, the triangles, but also great for bunting, 31440. But maybe you're in that loving feeling and you want to go for the hearts, item number 31441. And if you can't decide, then we have a lovely selection box for you, which is item number 31037, where you've got the hearts, the circles, the squares, and the triangles, and you get 15 of each of the 4 different shapes, and you get them in the 3 sizes, so you get 5 of each.
So you get the triangles, the hearts, the squares. So it's a real little taster pack.
Yes,
it's a real little taster pack, isn't it?
Yeah.
These are great for table settings, for nameplates, for not just for cards, but
little mini canvas boards, aren't they?
They're really lovely for the wall as well. You know, they work really nice. Yep.
Gift tags.
And they're double-sided. I mean, you can use both sides.
Yeah.
So they work really well for hanging ornaments.
There was some designs that we brought out last year or the year before, and I think you used them on these, and you did it on the both sides and then you could put them on the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Or
it was
maybe you had an Easter
toys.
Tree.
The
That's right, the wooden toys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ideal.
Yeah.
Nice. And you can use them with baubles as well. The bauble stamps.
Yes.
Yeah.
They work lovely. Yeah.
Okay, so I need just to keep it going, keep it simple.
So just a quick question.
Yeah.
When is the craft along? The craft along is on Thursday, the 20th of February at 7 p.m. and it's free. And if you can't join in live, then you can watch afterwards.
Right. So first of all, we're going to do the backgrounds.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with fossilized amber.
Okay.
So these are our distress, not oxides, they're our archivals.
Yeah, in distress colours.
Yeah, in distress colours. And they're on pre-order, aren't they?
They are indeed. They're imminent within the next week.
They are. They are. They are literally.
Finally.
I've already seen the, no, they're pretty much.
Landing.
They're here already. They're in Liverpool.
Right, okay. So it'll just take probably about 3 or 4 days for it to come in.
I know, everything's going
It really, I think there was issues in on the east coast of America, wasn't there?
Yeah.
There was a strike.
So they had to go through Chicago.
Because they couldn't go out on the west coast because obviously the
And
fires.
then Chicago doesn't go into Felix though, so Chicago goes into Liverpool. Now Liverpool's got to get, so our poor freight forwarders, they're like, where am I going? And they're in Essex, they're like, I don't know, I ain't got a clue anymore. Not that everybody in Essex talks like that,
No.
but my mate Terry does.
Terry, she's lovely.
Great. Hello,
She's lovely.
darling.
Yeah.
So, anyway, yeah, they will
They're
be
imminent.
here.
Yeah.
And they are so cool.
They are, because you didn't realise at the time, because you saw distress on them.
I know.
You thought they were distressing. Yeah.
But they're not, they're archivals.
In the distressed colours.
Yeah, so again, it's like a really nice little taster pack.
Yeah.
And I've got like 1, 2, and 3. I've got sets 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
And on the back, 1, I mean, it looks
So
like a little 2.
Yeah.
So this is my way of relocating them. When listen, I've got 4, 5, and 6 as well. Not that I want to show off, but this job's got to have its perks. 4, 5, and 6 as well.
There you go.
I wonder if my system works though. Yes, it does.
Of course it does.
So you're only as good as your filing system.
And as long as you put it back
Exactly.
in the right place.
Exactly. So they're on the boat. No, they're not. They're on the.
They're in Liverpool.
They're in the lorry now. They're in the lorry. So let's have a look. I'm going to take that one.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go for my. I've already mounted it on a mount.
Okay. So should we come in a little?
No.
No. Fine on that one.
Let's have a look. Let me just do it first.
Okay.
Right. And I'm just going to mount. So I'm just adding a little bit of ink to this.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's have a look.
And with the archival, you get that beautiful crisp image.
Yeah.
You?
So I mean, you can use these stamps with any ink pad. I just want to get a nice crisp background. Right, there you go. Let's just show you how it works. And the other thing is that you just need to press in the center, and that's it. That was hard, wasn't it? But the thing is, if I wanted to, look, I tested the colors earlier and I was checking myself. Did I want to go, see what I mean? So I went with all the different colors, and then I landed on that one. That was the one that I liked the best.
Yeah.
Okay. So you just, if you want to use, I'll show you a trick in a minute. I'll use a distress oxide so you can see that you can use both.
Both, yeah.
Okay. But at this point, all I'm going to do now is decide, right, I need to decorate this now. That's the next thing. So what am I going to decorate it with? Well, we can use the wee folk. I think we're going to go with our common denominator, that little stamp there.
That little icon. And would your stamp pens work for those?
They would. Funny you should mention that. Well, I'll be.
There we go. Now, the price on these stamp pens, they're on the website.
Nice.
They will be going up at the end of this week. As Barb explained this morning in the shack, we've brought you lots of special offers during the course of January. And so the prices on those will go back up at the end of the month.
So we've got so many opportunities here.
I love these.
I do too. There's my mum and dad.
Yeah.
There's Lynn Hammond.
Yeah.
I wonder what Lynn's up to. But you can see here, it's just perfect.
Yeah.
Right, let's do one that I haven't, let's do that one. Let's use one that I haven't done, so we got the set. But we're an angel company. I think that's worth mentioning again.
And what do you mean by an angel company?
By angel company, I mean that if you make things to sell, then you have our blessing. We think it's brilliant, okay? So it's not like... so
you can get some money back on what you've
yeah, if you make
out.
A set of notelets, or you work for a charity, say you do make cards for charity, or let's just see.
You know what these would be lovely for? You know, we do the wee cats and the wee dogs.
Yeah.
So the animal charity, look at that.
Okay, in we come. Am I happy with my camera, Paul?
I know, this morning he was so excited. Because it's just, once you set it up and then you know, don't you? And it's no stretching.
Let me just stamp this so I know exactly how much pressure to place.
Look at that.
Which way round do I want it? Yep, that'll do.
It's like a spiral paperclip, isn't it?
There you go. So that's that.
Nice.
It's easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that works like a charm. That's on there. I know you're thinking, is that it? Well, actually, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Because you can't really go wrong with this, you know.
When you look at that paper, because we've obviously blown it up, we've come in really close to it.
Yeah.
You would think that was a large piece of artwork that you would put on the wall.
Yeah.
But it's just the dimension of it.
They're so crisp, the stamps.
Yeah.
Let me take another stamp. Here we go. I'm just looking for a.
And that's the quality of our stamps, isn't it? Because they're hand poured, and the depth on them as well.
So I'm going to go keep calm and carry on here.
Okie doke.
Right. Let's just see. So you can see how crisp these stamps are. Let's have a look. And I'm going to gum down the side. Let me just check for, no, come on, Gray, you can do it. Come up a bit. All right, now I've got to re-ink it. Okay, let's have a look. So in we go, and then we'll stamp that into place. Give a little wiggle.
Just allow the ink to seep in. Look at that.
Look at that. Cool, you really were up to close then. Well, it's a good job it worked then, isn't it?
Look at that.
But I like it that way round as well.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't always have to be
across the bottom, across the top.
People can read.
Yeah. And we saw that from some of the artwork that we were sharing, weren't we?
Absolutely. So, and then of course you just, the good news is that the indexing sheet, you just replace your art on your indexing sheet like that, and then you've got it where you want it when you need it later. So that's the first thing I wanted to show you, was just how simple one little, you know, when you look at the set like that and you think there are so many things going on here, but that's just that one little stamp.
And you could do the same with a circle. So you could have a square set, a circle set.
Okay, so let's just hold that thought for a minute.
Okay.
Right, I'm just going to pop that one in there. And now let me just clear my head for a moment. So let's just take a look at that. We've done that. We know that that's another one.
I think that's so good on the card blanks.
As soon as you pop that on a 5x5 card blank, it's done, isn't it? So so when you're putting together a set with a piece of ribbon, doesn't that look lovely?
Yeah.
As a notelet.
Really nice.
Okay.
As you say, for your charities and stuff like that.
Simple, simple, simple.
Yeah.
Let's keep that one there for a minute. Hold that thought.
Okay.
Okay. So the next thing we want to do. Okay. I know, I'm dancing like, come on, talk about something else while I get my head together.
Let's go to the bundle then.
Thank you.
There we go. So for that complete collection, item number 12100, you're paying for that top row basically, and you're getting the bottom row for free, and brings it down to £59.97. There's going to be a free craft along on Thursday, the 20th of February at 7 p.m. Now, for those of you thinking, well, what's a craft along all about? We will provide you with a list of ingredients if you want to join in. It will be available tomorrow on our website, and you can just print it off and download it. And it's like a little tick box. So it allows you to go for it. Have I got this? Have I got that? And then Barb showed us the two pieces of artwork that Dee created. Then Barb was going to take us through that process. So if you're thinking, oh, I'm going to wait for the club member sale, then this price will not be as
good.
I was trying to think. I was trying to think back to what you said earlier. Another word. Chuck me another word.
This price,
unbeatable,
will be, unbeatable.
Unbeatable. But if, say for example, you belong to just one club,
it's not going to get better than this, is it?
No. If you belong to one of our craft clubs, you're going to save 10%. So that brings it down to £53.97. If you belong to two of our clubs, you get a 12.5% discount, which brings it down to £52.47. However, if you're a diamond club where you belong to all three of them, you get a 15% discount, which brings it down to £50.97. So that's another £9 saving. Now, what are our clubs all about?
Are you asking me?
It was that general question. I didn't know whether you was ready. I was going to answer it myself.
I am ready.
You are ready.
Yeah.
Okay, so our clubs, the longest running clubs ever. It started off with the stamp, didn't
Yeah.
it? Then we had the stencil.
Yes.
And then we had the groovy.
That's it, yeah.
Okay.
So now we've got all three. We did have a die club as well, but we decided to pull back off the die club because of the Chinese. Yeah, there was no guarantee.
So, so the stamp one is the longest running club in history, as far as I know.
It's been going a while, yeah.
You can either pay up front for the year, or you can pay by monthly instalments for 1, 2, or 3 of the clubs. And what that gives you, it gives you 10% off, 12.5% or 15% off all your online orders. If you come to our open days, you also get your discount there as well.
Yeah.
Each month you get a product. So you get a fantastic stamp, groovy plate or stencil. You get a project book that gives you 2 projects step by step by Barbara Jane, Linda Williams. Really, really good. So you collect it. And it's like Christmas every month.
I'm listening. I'm just playing at the same time.
And then twice a year, we have our half-price club member sale. So the first one is coming up in February. I'm not going to say when, but it's imminent. It will be in February at some point.
Yes.
Okay. And what it means is that we bring to you half price. There's no further club discount, but we bring a lot of the stuff to you half price, like the stamps, the stencils, the groovy, all that type of stuff. All things clarity. So it's definitely worth signing up. If you're not sure about it, go to the claritycrafts.com website at the bottom of the screen, where go to the club section. Alternatively, you can give Sue a call on 01732 868 215, and she's there to help.
And also, obviously, you get fantastic double projects.
Yeah.
Really lovely little booklets. It's all about the education.
Yeah.
So on the subject of education, right, so we know that archival ink pads, this is for those of you who are dipping your toe in the stamping world.
Yeah.
Archival ink pads are permanent, they're water resistant. If you want to use watercolor paper, they're not going to move.
Yeah.
Right, then we go into the realm of distress inks, distress oxides, archivals, artistry, the dye-based. They're water, they will move with water.
Yeah.
So now I'm coming into, and sometimes when they're new, they're quite blistery.
Juicy.
Okay, juicy Lucy.
Juicy Lucy.
And then you've got the difference now is between, for example, a distress ink and a distress oxide.
Okay.
So let me show you, just for those of you, most of you will know this, some of you won't. So here, for example, this has got a grey around the outside. It says it, large as life.
Yeah.
But at a glance, I know if it's grey, it's an oxide. And if it's black, see, because the lids are like that, if that can quite easily happen, right? But so don't trust what it says on the lid. Trust the colour and trust what it says on the back.
Underneath. Yeah, it's the underneath is the key part.
It is. So yes.
To double check that.
I did. Yeah, so you can see here that it's the grey that you're looking for.
Yes.
So let's just say if I were to go with the faded jeans.
Okay.
Let's try the faded jeans. Let's just try this out. And I'm just going to use the same ink, the same stamp as I used before.
Okay.
And I'm just going to, for the sake of argument, I'm just going to take that stamp and I'll pop it. Let's just put it on a piece of stamp board so you can see the difference. And then you'll understand why I went to, see, so it worked. Oh no, I can't do that now. It's automatic, isn't it? So you can see now the difference between, you see how, it's actually quite nice.
It is, yeah.
But when they're new, they're quite blistery.
Yes.
Yeah? Did we say that together, Paul?
We did.
We're like an old married couple. But you can see, look, coming in like that, oh, hello.
There we go.
That you also get second generation ink.
Yes. Whereas with an archival, you wouldn't, because
You'd
it would have
struggle
dried.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I wanted to show is that, and because I went over the edge, I know that in this corner, it's going to be dark again. You'll see it's darker.
Because you've only removed part
of suddenly you're looking, it looks like you've got layers, but you haven't. And I'm just using the same piece that I've used a couple of times.
Yeah.
Right, so now let's take I can take the same one again. No, let's show you a different color. Let's take a different stamp. Take the round one.
Okay.
And this time I'm going to go in the distress oxide. Right, so now if I go in the distress oxide, this is a real chalky, you can see it's soaking wet.
Yeah.
Right. Now, if I go in, I know if I go, I'm not even going to waste, because I know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm not even going to waste a piece. Let me show you how dark this is. It's very, very dark.
Not exactly a background, is it?
No, it's definitely
No.
not going to be a background, is it,
No.
at that level? But now I've blotted it. Let's see if it's better now as a background. Now I've blotted it. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So is that, but it's still quite blistery in a weird
Yeah,
sort of way.
it's quite light in some areas, isn't it?
So this is enter the spot-on sponges. This is where I use a spot-on sponge to apply the ink.
Yeah.
So let me show you. If I use a spot-on sponge like that, I can apply the ink like so. Let's turn that over. And you could, obviously this works on card, but it works really sharp. Now check out the difference, right? This is direct.
Yes.
And this is using, you see the difference?
Yeah. So you've got a lighter shade of that particular
a lot
colour.
lighter.
And it seems a lot clearer as well.
It does. And now let's say you can start changing the colours up a little bit. So here, for example, there's an example now where you've got a first and second generation ink coming in.
Yeah.
But I could also, if I wanted to, I could add, see, this doesn't dry out
until it runs out.
So now I can use this in the background. And because I'm using it, this is the thing, because I'm using it off the edge, sometimes it adds a little bit of depth to that.
Yeah.
So, do you see? So what I'm saying is you start to use the same stamp again. Let's put a little bit more ink on here, right? Now I don't want it to overtake this area.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll stamp it again onto this one. So I'm working on two things at the same time.
Which you mentioned the other week, didn't you?
Yeah.
To have 2 or 3 pieces on the go.
So now I can go in there and I'm adding a layer, but it didn't kill that corner.
No.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can go layer on layer on layer. You can use little tiny bits. There is a point at which you have to say stop, you know.
Because sometimes the white space is good, isn't it?
Yeah, you need a bit of white space.
Yeah.
But you can see how the layers of ink start to change depending on how much you
and also if you come off the page
exactly,
as well, because you can see there that would have been
exactly
where
that.
you use that edge.
So that is how you get these really nice layers up.
Yeah.
You know, so and what you're using now is what you've already got on the spot-on sponge.
Because there'll still be some ink
Plenty.
on that spot-on sponge, wouldn't there?
So now let's look at this one, yeah? And I can go, if it's too dark, see if I think it's too dark, then I'm just going to ink plot.
Yeah.
See, me personally, let me just see. If I don't come over the top, that's not bad.
No.
So I'm using the darker colour now round the outside.
Yeah.
But you know, I also know that when I do this, I'm leaving, I don't know if you could see this, but I'm actually leaving colour. See, I like that.
Yeah.
There comes a point where you say, that'll do, donkey. Look, see, what happens, because I've done that on there.
Yeah.
When I come into the centre here, there will be
a darker area and a lighter
there
area.
There will. See?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to...
That's quite nice, though.
Yeah, it's very interesting. So then you've got that, and now you take your little stamps and you start to work around that area.
Yeah.
So it's that layering thing. So while I've got your attention,
yeah,
let me go to another stamp. It's all about play, isn't it?
Mm.
But let me take, for example, the larger stamps now.
Right, okay. And in that complete collection, you've got everything that Barb's using with the exception of the little wee folk. The wee folk are available on the website, and this is wee folk set number 1, which is one of Barb's favourite ones.
What are we talking about?
The wee folk.
Oh yeah, they're absolutely marvelous. Yeah, sorry. No, I'm just showing you this fantastic stamp, right? So that one there, for example, that one there, I'm just showing you them stamped up, right? So this is, you know, we got the layers now. We're building up a black layer.
Yeah.
That's one from another set. That's that one there.
Yeah.
Love that. Maybe want to come out a little bit with our all singing, all dancing.
Yeah.
Then that one's from that's from the chess one as well. So pop that over there.
But you're going to get all of those.
But you're going to get all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I wanted to show was, let's just have a little trick with this one. So we're getting a little bit larger now.
Yeah.
Right. So we're moving from this one now. We're going to go to the big one in a minute.
Right.
We're going large in a minute. Let's take that one. And let's pick, just bear with me a second while I grab my mount.
So we're going to go for a
4x4.
4x4 mega mount.
Yeah, they're
so
good.
we do a number of different size mega mounts on the
That's
website.
Good. That'll do.
There we go.
Right, so I've got that.
Yeah.
And now let me just see. I can do several things, but I want to show you, again, I'm going to stick with the stamp board because I think
it is a lovely medium to work with, doesn't it? Because it gives that little bit of depth to a card.
Does, but it's not too much. It doesn't look like sticky
bulky.
fixes. It's not, you know, and it's solid. So when you lay it onto a card, it's
not going to misshape.
It doesn't misshape. That's right. So let's take this one and let's go with the black archival.
Okay.
Okay, black archival.
And you said this was one of your favourite ones from this actual collection.
So I'm going to just go with, I love this stamp. It does it for me. Okay. So let's just ink this one up and I'll show you another thing about the stamp board that's worth noting.
Okay.
Okay. So let's see. I'm going to stamp it onto this corner and let's just pop it there like that. Right. So it's it's a medium-sized stamp board.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll just stamp that into place there. So you could use it on a 3.5 by 3.5 like that.
Piece of card, yeah.
Piece of card. I'm using the stamp board.
I think the stamp board's quite nice because it's got that soft white colour to it, hasn't it? When you compare it to the 3.5 by 3.5, which you've got next to it there, you've got that soft. It's a soft, not cream, but an off-white.
It is. It's like an ivory, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I can, and the other thing about stamp board is because it's not card, look, I'll show you, you can stamp, you can do partial art.
Yeah.
Let me show you a trick. If I take those two like that, right?
Oh, I know what you're going to do, yeah.
This is actually, no, actually, I'm going to show you two tricks.
Okay.
So let me take this one. I can stamp straight off the edge like that.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm not going to go on the table. Yes. That's the first thing. Yeah. Because it's
raised.
It's raised.
Not flat like cards.
Right. That's the first thing to note. Okay. So now when I lift this off, right, it's off the page. So it looks different, doesn't it? Now let me show you another trick. If I take, okay. Let me take that and that.
Yeah.
Like that. I'm going to kill two birds with one stone here.
Okay.
So let me show you if I take another large one like that. And I'm going to go with these flowers. Oh, that one's really nice.
Oh, the one with the elements around the back of it.
Should we do that one?
Yeah.
Right, just to show you how this works. If I take a mega mount again, this time I'm going with a slightly larger one. Okay. So this is going to be good because it means that when you're working, you're doing
several pieces at once.
Yeah. And I'm going with the black just because I think it really packs a punch.
Yeah.
And then once it's dry, I can always add all my back.
All the colours as well.
You know. But let's just go with this and let's see. I'm thinking that I might just, because I got the hearts.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling
in a loving mood. Feeling the love.
Yeah, but watch if I go like this. You know, we're making our mini makes again.
Yeah.
All right, let's take that. Let's go like that. And let's just go straight down the centre like that.
No overthinking.
No overthinking.
No, you didn't worry about where you positioned your heart, so to speak.
No, because I don't think, I mean, in a minute I'll go, I wish I'd given it a bit more thought.
No, you won't. Go with what you've got.
Right. So if you've got a stamping platform, this is a piece of cake, isn't it? Right. So we're just going to do that.
And this is the first time you've used that ink pad. So
yeah, there you go. When I do that, it's just so cool.
Yeah,
right?
That is.
It's so cool because it's taking both elements and it's making full use of the stamp and it's giving you two completely different starting places.
Yeah.
You know,
and you would think that you've used two stamps there, one of that one and one of that one, but it's all built into the design.
But don't they look nice together, even on one card? Or then what we can do, of course, is so that's something that I wanted to show you.
Yeah.
Now let's go back to this one.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to take these off here and I'll just pop them over here for a minute so I know where they are.
Right.
And I'm going to use, where's the lid? Let me just pop the lid on there so we don't have a calamity. So let's say, right now, so I look at that and I think, I wish that I'd put that in the corner.
Yes.
But this is too small.
Yeah.
Right, so this is where I'm going to come into this camera and show you. I've got my
the guillotine,
guillotine, and it cuts like butter.
It really,
so I
really
think
does.
it's worth showing you this. Let's have a look if we can see this. Yeah. Okay, marvelous. So I'm just going to bring it in here, and I can show you that I want to catch that bit there. So it's right in the corner. That's it. So I could cut that like that, cut that like that, and there's now my image is in the corner.
Yes. But
which is
bigger
where I wanted it.
than the other piece, the smaller piece out of the set.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah.
So now let's take that idea.
And
let's hold that thought.
Keep those bits.
Yeah, because they're for putting
those
your messages on.
Words.
Yeah, that's it. Now let's have a look at these two. Right, ramping it up now, friends. Ramping it up. I tell you what, if we could pan out, if you saw the mess.
We can pan out.
No, don't. Now I want to show you something else, because let's take this large stamp now.
Yeah.
This is that one there.
Oh, with the swirly whirly one.
Right. But I don't want to put the whole thing across there.
No.
Right. But if it's on a stamp, it's not easy.
Okay.
If it's on a mount. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you, Paul, to show us the acetate sheets.
So these are our A4 acetate sheets. You're going to get 7 in a pack. They're whole point. Many of our friends store them in their folders. They keep their stamps that way.
That's right.
So the item number for this is 30207. And for 7 sheets, the price on that is $4.99.
This is good gear. So this is especially good for big stamps.
Yeah.
Right. Mixed media art. So what I'm going to do, so I've taken a sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've taken one sheet. I just want to show you. When you look at this, you'll see that one is
you can actually see that one's clearer.
One's clear and one's milky.
Yes.
Right. So the reason for that is that when it comes to you, if I just do this, you'll see if I just pop this on here, it's got a protective sheet on it. So take it off one side. It's still got a protective sheet on the other side as well.
Yeah.
So you can use the acetate film to actually pull it off. So now I've got a mount for a stamp.
Yes. Okay.
In fact, I've got 2 mounts for my stamps now.
You chop half and then in half again.
And it's thick enough. It's not flimsy. It's got a bit of, it's got a bit of weight to it, but it will be absolutely perfect for what I need it to do.
Okay.
So let's have a look now. If I take my stamp and I lay it on my stamp. So, okay, I'm going to go like that. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I've got my stamp in place.
Okay.
Can we come in a bit closer?
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Good. So let's just take our Distress Oxide, and
you want that spot on sponge.
I want that spot on sponge. Yeah. And let's just ink up the stamp, the whole thing.
Okay.
Nothing but the thing.
And it's a lot easier using that spot on sponge to do that, because you're going to get a better coverage.
You are.
And I suppose if you wanted to mix your colours, you could use, because the size of the stamp, you could use that as a mixing palette, couldn't you?
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
You absolutely could. So say I've inked that up now.
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't want the whole thing. So I've got a bit of wiggle room here. See, I've got a bit of give.
Right.
So if I was to take that one now, let's just take this, and I want to put a little bit of this colour, but I don't want it all out. I don't want the whole thing.
Yeah.
I just want a little bit of that there. So I'm going to lift it up like that, and I'll just press in the area where I want it.
Yeah.
Like that. See? And if I want a little bit up there, then I'll just do that. Look, see? So you can get really, like, you can just tap it like that and put it where you want.
So all of a sudden you're creating your own sort of background with one stamp that's already been predefined.
Yeah. And where you're going ink blot plot, you
Yeah.
know, like say here now, I might want a little bit there, but don't want a bit there. Or you just go with it now. So you start to get these layers,
Yeah.
right? It's really
And I suppose because
interesting.
of the, depending on the colour you've used, like that lovely teal colour, the
Yeah.
peacock feathers, and when you turn the stamp over and you look at it, you can see
You see where you're
there's
taking it
still
off.
ink available.
Exactly. And if I was to take a piece of, see now I can take a piece like this, I probably would put something underneath at this point. Let me take a bit of coloured paper, Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Just so you can see the difference between the white and the, let's take like waste not, want not.
Yeah.
Right. And now I'm just going to go like that. See, because I'm not working, see how it's really interesting. So it gives you, hey,
so
look,
in a way, they can become like texture mats, can't
they're
they?
like they're mark makers, you see. And you can use them or not use them. But you see now, now take another stamp, do the same thing again. Now take another stamp, do the same thing again. And then you've got the solids and the not so solids. So when you take a stamp like this, which is quite a solid stamp, full surface,
with this silhouette type,
and then you take something delicate like this, and it's that juxtaposition. It's when you put the two together, you get the contrast. So I could take that now, see, which I've just used whatever is left on that piece of, see, I don't know what else is left now. Might be interesting to see, but I probably would put this on a piece of card and see, look, I've got a lovely image
subtle,
there.
isn't it? Yeah.
So there's a lot more going on, but the trick is in the acetate.
Yes,
in
that
maneuver,
flexibility.
that flexibility. And then once you've got this, then you can take your large, big, bold, beautiful stamps, for example, right, which I really like. Say you've got any one of these, you could take my lovely, the one that I really like with the chest piece.
Oh yes.
Yeah, or we could take that one there, and we can
see that's nice as well. This one is from the chest one as well.
It is, isn't it?
Really nice, this one, because it's got like the spades. It looks like spades.
So, but we could, let's see, I wonder what it would look like. Instead of going in black, I wonder if we went in its own colour again. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
I wonder whether it would be strong enough to go in on its own colour. And then the only other thing that I want to point out is when I'm doing this with the makeup sponge or with the spot-on sponge, I can also change the, I can blend the colours, can't I?
Yeah.
So if I wanted to, let me go with a, just bear with me a second, because I've got another colour here.
See, it's quite nice because you've used the sponge to apply, rather than go direct on with that ink pad, which Barb showed earlier, especially if it's a new one and it's really juicy, then you would get that blistering and sort of like the real intense colour.
Let's see what happens if we change the colour a little bit. There's no, it's playtime.
It's a piece of card.
It's a piece of card that was scrap that we were mopping up.
And I think this is where the free craft along on Thursday, the 20th of February at 7 p.m. This will be a real sort of, you've got that time to indulge and show what.
Lots more tricks and tips.
Definitely.
Yeah. So we're going to mount this one up now, see what this looks like. And you can see, so now you've got the background. Well. Yeah, it does. And so you've got the background, but I can't go in with partial because it's too hard. See?
Yeah.
That's the problem. Not problem, but you understand the difference between this and this.
The rigid mount to the flexible mount.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
So once you start to use the flexible mount, you begin to understand how useful it is.
So this is, I mean, that acetate, say the item number 30207, and you've got 7 sheets there. It's A4, it's larger than A4, and you can do what Barb did, just chop it up.
Yeah.
So depending on what stamp, if you've got those lovely mixed impression stamps as well, I mean, it comes on thick acetate, but I mean, again, with this one, this script.
Yeah, I just wanted to show, because the script is really popular.
Yeah.
You know, so now I'm bringing in the other colour that I mixed there.
With that one, yeah.
And now we can just, maybe I just want to show you, let's have a look. And we'll just add a little bit of colour there, but it's not much, see?
No.
So I'm going to use a little bit on that side, a little bit on that side. This is where it gets really interesting for me.
And it depends how much pressure you apply as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Because
so instead I want a little bit up there.
Yeah.
Let's go there. See? And that's how you get that brilliant.
That is, yeah.
You see? To me, I love it anyway. And then it's just, and the more you do this, the lighter it will get, and the more depth you'll get.
And it's not overthinking it either, is it
No,
really?
not at all.
I mean, you've got a rough idea roughly where you're going.
Yeah, you just press a bit harder if you can't see it.
Yeah.
There. So now I've completely covered that piece of 3.5 by 3.5.
Yeah.
And all I've done is used 2 different colours.
Yeah.
For the background.
For the background.
But it's those arty stamps that are doing the job for me.
Yeah.
That's it. And then when you mount that on a nice piece of card.
Look at that.
It's not hard, is it?
No.
There you go.
And for your mini makes, I mean, this is the 3.5 by 3.5. If you've gone for the stamp board shape, especially the squares, and you can see you can chop them up, you can turn them into strips, into borders.
Yes. And then, for example, now just to finish on, if I show you, these are some that Sarah Brennan did, look, little notelets.
Oh,
so she's used those backgrounds, and then she's used the little chess pieces in the foreground. You can go next level and layer it up a little bit with designer paper. You see, ideas, tricks and tips. You can go to from at its simplest. You take one of those and then marry it up with one of those. Doesn't that look
instant colour.
Nice?
Yeah.
Right. It depends. It's entirely up to you how much you want to add. There you go. So again, the first thing you do is the letters in the front, cover them up, and then you start adding those backgrounds. But how nice and how easy are these pieces of artwork?
And this is really just the tip of the iceberg, isn't it, from what you're showing? Because we'll come to the front camera.
Please.
Yeah. Because what you've shown here, I mean, even if you just went for one set, why? I don't know, because it's buy one, get one free, or that big collection.
That's right.
And when you can see the mixability of all of those designs, those 7 sets on there, and you've just used a couple of them.
Yeah.
Whether you've got that circular icon, the square icon, with the We Folk stamped into it.
And whether you use it as a background, whether you use it as a mark maker, you know, that kind of staining in the background, you use the acetate, depends which ink pad you're going to use, you know.
And also, just to show, I mean, that little piece here, I just want to come back on this one here, you would say, oh, that was a predefined background already.
No.
It was like a designer paper or something.
You saw me do it. It was just a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
You created that, as you said, with 2 ink pads.
2 background
stamps and
the large central
icon.
piece, but it's all done using 2 colors. And the secret there is not just the designs, but the flexible acetate makes a big difference.
Wow.
So there you go. That'll do.
Lovely. Yes. So, wow, goodness me, 5 past 3 already.
Time to stop.
It is indeed. So if you're interested in that complete collection, the item number on the top of the screen is 12100. It's better than half price, even if you're in the club member. If you're a Diamond Club member, that brings it down to £50.97. So when we look at that quick pack shop very, very quickly, you're paying for that top row because they're £20 each normally, and you're getting that bottom row for free.
All 4 of them.
All 4 of them.
That's pretty impressive.
It's very impressive.
I think it's irresistible. It's something that we can do now, every now and again.
Yeah.
And we don't want to cheapen the product, but I do want to encourage you to join in the craft along, because for me, it's all about community.
Yes.
It's all about building the knowledge. And I've never been, I've always been about showing you what to do with what we sell you, you know. And I think that these stamps, if I called them a bit obscure, I don't think I'd be off. I don't think I'd be off the mark.
I know what you mean. Yeah, they're not your norm.
No,
so to speak.
They're not just a plonk it down and, you know, there is a little bit of a layering, but it's very achievable. It's very easy to do. And I think if we just take a look at these 2 cards that we're going to make in the craft along, you can see here we've got this one, and then we've got the layering. So I'll show you lots of tricks and tips. Big thank you to Dee for these masterpieces, and they certainly are. But it will be that layering, cutting, masking, bringing in how to do that grungy, arty background.
And that background, just exactly what you've just shown us.
It's exactly the same thing, isn't it? Different colours. And I'll make sure that you get the ingredients list in good time, so you can figure out what you've got in your stash, what you can use. But you do need the stamps, to be honest.
And at that price,
why wouldn't you?
yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah.
So the craft along is on the 20th.
Thursday, the 20th of February.
There we are.
7 o'clock.
Nice. It'll take a couple of hours for sure.
And if you can't join in live, don't think, oh, I'm not going to buy a stamp because I can't join in live. It doesn't matter because you can watch it back again and again and again. So it's there. Our YouTube channel is full of inspiration. I would say, I remember when you started YouTube Tuesday back in the day. You and Jim, it was in the old building, wasn't it? With that brick wall behind it, sort of thing.
I remember.
And I would say Barb was one of the first craft companies to actually go onto YouTube and do something on a regular basis.
Every Tuesday.
Yeah.
YouTube Tuesday.
So if you've got 5 minutes, but you won't, you'll spend hours on that. It's like one of those things you go on like Instagram and you scroll. Once you go on there, you'll get lost, but you'll be surprised at how much education is on there.
Yeah, it's lovely. So we're here to keep you company, friends.
Definitely.
So so that's me. I'm out of the building.
Yeah.
Can I leave? I'm doing the prima donna now.
No, you can. I'll give this all to Jazz and Stuart. They can create those ingredients lists.
That's it.
Yeah. And we're good to go.
And the stamp pens.
Stamp pens. Yep. I say they will be going up to their normal price at the end of this month, along with all of the other special offers we brought to you over the course of this month.
So what we want to do going forward for this year is, like in January, we have these brilliant sales, but they're only until the end of the month.
Yes.
And then we flick the switch and it all gets realigned.
It does
back to the RRP. And then February begins.
Absolutely.
And I think what happened before was we just kept leaving it on there because it was on sale on the TV. We had to leave the prices, and now we don't. You know,
we've got the control.
So we've had a bit of a jungle of a website.
Bundles here and bundles there as we released it. And
that's it. So we're giving the whole thing a beautiful spring clean.
We are indeed.
We're going month by month, highlighting lovely artwork.
Yeah.
Showing you the gorgeous samples from the design team with irresistible prices for the month. And then it's like Etch a Sketch.
Yeah.
Next month.
If only it was easy as Etch a Sketch.
Yeah. Thanks ever so much for joining us. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
And thanks, Grace, in Brooklyn.
Yeah, absolutely. So great show, great camera, always good in the chat.
Lovely.
So
see you next time.
Bye.
When will we be back?
I'm back tomorrow, 10 o'clock Groovy Tuesday, and then Jazz will be joining me at 2 o'clock tomorrow. Then it's back in the shack on Thursday evening at 7 p.m. And then we've got our fantastic mini make show on Friday. New launch at 10 and 2.
There we are.
So, and that brings us to the end of that month. January, where's it gone?
Don't ask.
Goodness me.
Bye-bye now. Have a lovely day.